Today, I will share with you my quick start guide for creating a hub site within SharePoint for your organization. Now, this is going to be part one of two. Today, we will look at what a SharePoint hub site is, how you can create it, how you can connect your associated sites, as well as setting up some basic navigation. Then I will create a part two where we will look at some more advanced features so that you can get more granular in your customization because it can be quite complex. So today I just want to get you off the ground. And then in the next video, we can take a look at all of these additional settings and features so that you can customize your hub site. So with that being said, my name's Amy. Let's nerd out. First, let's ensure that you know how to access SharePoint. So from the Microsoft 365 homepage, which is the URL displayed on the screen here, from the bottom left-hand corner, we have apps. So if you click on that, then for me, I have SharePoint here. If you don't see SharePoint right away, then we can just go to all apps and then we can locate SharePoint. So for me, SharePoint is here. But if you still don't see it, you can go to all apps and search for SharePoint. So I'm going to select SharePoint, then this lands us on the SharePoint navigation page. Additionally, if you are in any of the web versions of other Microsoft 365 apps, such as Outlook or Teams, then from the app launcher or that waffle icon on the top left, you can select it and then we can locate SharePoint. So for me, it's here. If you don't see it, you can always search for the app here. Before we jump into creating a hub site, let's just take a look at what a hub site is and why you might want to create one in the first place. So, in SharePoint, when we create a SharePoint site, we get all of these individual sites. So, for example, I have a sales SharePoint site here, and it's got its own look and its own feel, and it's even got its own navigation. Then, if I want to get to any of my other SharePoint sites, I need to navigate to the homepage, and then I need to click into a different SharePoint site. Again, this one is going to have its own look and feel, and it's also going to have its own navigation. And once again, if I want to go into any of my other SharePoint sites, I need to navigate to that homepage and then select a different SharePoint site. So all of these SharePoint sites are like individual silos within our organization, and they are not connected. So let's take a look at some examples and how a hub site can bring everything together. The first example that we are going to look at is if you have SharePoint sites for individual projects. So you might have project A, you might have project B, C, and then project D. Now, all of these are going to be individual SharePoint sites. And what we could do is we can create a projects hub SharePoint site, and then we can associate all of these individual project sites with this hub sites. Then we can create a cohesive SharePoint site where team members can easily access all of their project sites. Another use case that we might have is going to be for sub departments. So, for example, you might have a SharePoint site for marketing events and social media, community outreach, and then new products. And so, in this case, what we could do is we can create a marketing hub SharePoint site. And then we can associate all of these other individual SharePoint sites with the hub to create that unified experience. Now, these are just two examples of some hub sites. Yours might look a little bit different. You might want to connect different departments. So you might just want to have a unified navigation for your entire organization. And the structure of your hub sites would really depend on the size of your organization as well as the complexity of your organization. So now that we know some use cases of when we might want to create a hub site, let's move on to creating a hub site so that we can see how all of this comes together. Now we are ready to create our hub site, which will be the parent site for the associated hubs. And step one of this is going to be creating a SharePoint communication site. So from the top left, we can go up to create site. Then from here, we need to select the site type. So when it comes to hub sites, you can technically select either of these. However, usually people will pick to have the communication site. So this is more of a one-way communication to a broader audience. Whereas with a team site, it's restricted access and it is designed for two-way collaboration. So for the hub site, this is usually the one that people go with. So we will select the communication site. And then from here, you can pick a template that you want to use to kickstart your site creation. So if there's one here that stands out to you, then go ahead and select it. I'm just going to select the standard communication site. We can have a preview of it here. And then now I'm going to go and use template. So now we need to give our communication site a name. So I'm just going to call this Amy's Animal Shop Hub site. And then down below, we will see that a site address has been created here. And optionally, you can also add a description. So once you have your name in there, then we can go and click next. Here we can confirm the language. So now I'm going to create the site. Now that our communication site has been created, we can register that site as the hub site. So to do this, we need to head to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, which is admin.cloud.microsoft. Now, from the homepage here at the bottom left, we want to go show all, and then we want to navigate to SharePoint. So this is going to open up the SharePoint Admin Center where we can view and manage all of our active SharePoint sites. So once this loads, then under sites on the left navigation here, we want to ensure that we go to active sites. So this is going to give you a list of all of your SharePoint sites. And we can see here that we have that Amy's Animal Shop Hub site. And then the template that I have is that communication site. So if we select this, then we can select the drop down here for Hub, and then we can go register as Hub site. Now from this register as Hub site area, we have an opportunity to designate other people in our organization who can associate sites with this hub. So associating sites with this hub site can actually be done on the front end, and it can also be done in the back end in the SharePoint Admin Center. So if you want to alleviate the administration of having to do all of this work yourself, then you can designate another team member to be able to associate sites with this hub from the front end. So for right now, I'm going to leave that blank and we are just going to go and save. Great. So we can see that this is now saved successfully and we have registered this site as a hub site. So now we can move on to associating other sites with this hub site. Now, there are two ways that we can associate a site with the hub site. So I'm going to walk through both of these with you. So the first one is from this SharePoint Admin Center. So let's say, for example, that we want to associate this marketing site with the hub site. We will select it and then we will go to hub and then here associate with a hub. Now from the top here, we have when you associate this site with a hub, it inherits the hub site's theme and navigation, which we'll get to in just a moment. And then it says that content from the site will roll up to the hub site and be included in searches for the hub site. So we'll take a closer look at that in just a moment as well. But briefly, when we create a hub site, there's going to be the search bar at the top of SharePoint. And then you are now able to search all of the contents of the associated sites from the hub site. However, the individual site permissions still exist. So search results will only display what you have permissions for. Now, there is an advanced setting that can change that, and we'll be looking at that in the part 2 video. So right now, let's just focus on associating this site with the hub site. So from the select a hub, we'll click the drop down here, and then we will select the hub site that we want to associate it with. And just note as well that we are only able to associate one site with one hub site. So I couldn't have the marketing site associated with two different hubs. So with that being said, let's just go and save. So now that we've associated that site, let's take a look at how we can associate sites from the front end of within SharePoint. So from within SharePoint, we can go to the SharePoint homepage and navigate to the site that we want to associate with the hub. So in this case, I will just select this operation site. And then from the top right-hand side here, we have settings. And from here, we want to go to site information. So now we have this hub site association. So from this drop down here, we are able to associate the operations site with Amy's Animal Shop hub site. So when you connect your site to the hub, your site will inherit the hub theme and navigation, which we have just gone over. So now we can go and save. And now we've associated those two sites with our hub. So now we can focus on building our hub navigation and seeing how that transfers over into the associated hub sites. So from the top here, we will see that we now have the Amy's Animal Shop hub site. So this is actually the hub site navigation. Now, one thing that does not happen when we create a hub site and associate other sites is that we don't automatically get links to the associated hub sites. We have to do it manually, which just gives us the opportunity to customize it however we would like. So to edit this, we need to navigate to the SharePoint homepage and we need to locate our hub site and make the changes there. So here at the top under following, I've got my hub site. So we will open that up and you'll see now that I have the option to add a link to this navigation. So if we click on add link, then here we are able to add any link that we want to add to our hub site navigation. So this could be a website that isn't even associated with your business, but you want to provide it as a quick link to users within your organization. But on the other hand, we can also just take the SharePoint site address from our associated hub sites. So here I've got the operations site here. So we are just going to select this URL and I will go Control C to copy. And then back in the hub site, we can under address, I'm just going to select all of this and then we will paste that URL. So down below here, we now have a display name. So in this case, I'm just going to call it operations. And then we have the option to define if we want this to open in a new tab. So when somebody clicks on it, it would open in a new tab in their web browser. So you can toggle that on or off, however you see fit. So now I'm going to go OK. And if we save this, and then now we can see that that marketing link has also been added. So if I click on that, it's going to open up in that new window and we can see that that hub site navigation has been transferred over to all of those associated sites. So this is one of the biggest benefits of the hub sites. Now there's one other thing for the navigation that I want to show you. So we'll go back into the hub site. I'm going to edit this. And then now we are going to add a label. So from the drop down at the top here, we will go label. And then with the address, we'll notice that that's blanked out. So this is basically just going to be a placeholder where we can organize links within the navigation. So we can define a display name. And in this case, I'm just going to call it departments. And then we can go and click OK. And then now I'm just going to select the departments and I'm going to drag it up to the top. And for the operations and the marketing, I want those to appear as sub links. So if we select the three dots here, then we can go make sub link and we'll notice that that has just indented. So I will repeat that and go make sub link again. So now if we save, then we will see that we now have the label for departments and we have those two associated links. So we can click on the operations and there we go. We have now been redirected. So that is how we can edit the navigation and how we can use labels and make our links as sublinks to help organize the header and just clear out some of that clutter. Now let's take a look at a couple of ways that we can change the look of our hub site. So I'll go back to the hub site and then from these settings on the far right-hand side, the first one is going to be in the hub site settings. And this is where we can update a logo for the hub site navigation. So you can upload a file here and then you can save it, and it will then update across the navigation for all of the associated sites. Now, the other item that I wanted to show you is also under settings. And if we just go to the change the look, then we can update the theme as well as the header and a few other items here. But the one that I want to show you in particular is theme. So for example, if we go down to this dark teal, then we'll notice that the theme has changed quite drastically. So I'm just going to save this. And then sometimes it just takes a minute for that theme to push through to the other sites. And once you have given that a moment, then we can navigate to the operations site, for example, and we will see that that theme has now updated. So that is another benefit of the hub site is we're getting that really nice cohesive theme across all of the associated sites. Now let's take a look at how we can add members or groups to our hub site because right now we haven't shared this with anybody. So if we head over to the site access, on the right-hand side, then just note that we are able to add users as well as 365 groups or even a security group. So this is an advantage to the communication site because we are able to add a whole 365 group, which is basically going to be like the operations team or the marketing team. So in this example, I'm just going to search for operations and we'll see that the operations 365 group has appeared. So I will select that. And now it is saying that one group will be invited. Now, just note that right now we are giving them read access only, but you are able to edit this to full control or even edit permissions. So with the communication site, generally you want to have fewer hands in the pot for being able to edit the content because it is designed for more of that one-way communication. So right now, I just want the operations members to be able to have read access for the hub site. And then whatever permissions those members have to these associated sites, those will still prevail and they will still have their own permissions for accessing that content at this moment in time. So now let's go and share. And now we can pop into Mike's account because he is part of the operations team. And we can take a look at how this hub site is visible for him. So here we are in Mike's account. And from the SharePoint homepage, we are going to open up that hub site that we've just created. So because Mike is part of that operations team, he now has access to the hub site and can engage with the content that is on this hub site. Then at the top here, we have the hub menu. Now, if he goes to the operations site, for example, he is able to access that site because he is part of the operations team. If we head up to the members over here, we'll see that Mike is a member. However, if we now go to departments and go to the marketing site, for example, Mike is going to get this, sorry, you don't have access. Now that's because Mike is not a member of the marketing team. So he's not able to access that site content. Now, if you want to learn how we can customize this navigation to hide sites if members don't have permissions to access that site to prevent this page from popping up, then you're going to want to watch my part 2 where we break down some of these more complex features of a hub site. So as soon as that video is ready, then I'll be sure to link it here. But for now, you can check out this suggested video from YouTube.